So typically the people that come to me are men and women, and typically 50 plus.
Mm-hmm.
They've typically got, they typically are motivated by a number of different challenges. So ladies in particular are much more focused on safety. It's a big generalization, but there's a degree of anxiety as much as anything else. So in particular, cycling, first of all, cycling in general, and then secondly, cycling on the roads. And men, again, in general, tend to think, yeah, we can do this, but I want to ride 120 kilometers a day and I want to ride up one of those Alps, and it's more of a training activity. Mm-hmm. So it's not strictly true. It doesn't break down that simplicity. And typically what will happen is that I'll coach some ladies who live close to me. Some of them are wives of very good friends of mine, and they start with the riding safely on road. But I do a little bit of improving their fitness. We chat about nutrition, and I help them out with clothes, with cycling equipment and so on. The main focus is what they're trying to achieve, which is riding safely. And then I help them out with the technique and the skills, which works on this. And then they gradually become a bit fitter. And then they think, well, you know what? It's not so difficult. It's not as scary as they originally thought. And I'd like to go and ride in, 40 kilometers in one of these events. Yeah. And it works the other way around with the men. They think, I want to train. And I look, and I to go back what you said earlier on, one of the big things I do is I observe. Mm-hmm. So I scare myself with what I see, what I can actually see and detect when people are riding. I stay stum a big proportion of the time, and this is how I do things, because people don't have the space in their heads to take on all the information. So I pick some things every now and again, and I try and find the timing, like I did with yourself and your colleagues on the ring of Kerry, yeah, when it's the right time to share that bit of information. And it's amazing, because if the timing is good, the individual gets it immediately, and not only gets it, but will incorporate it into what they're doing. Mm-hmm. And that's wonderfully satisfying from my point of view.
Yeah.
And then it's a matter of a little bit of reinforcing, because we're trying to change a habit. And when we're trying to change a habit, while we're conscious and thinking about it, we will do the new behavior, whatever that new behavior is.
Yeah.
And then as we chat to our body and we stop for the coffee, we revert back to the old habits. Mm-hmm. So then it becomes a little nudge 2 hours later or the next day or whatever it is, until gradually that new habit has begun to form. Mm-hmm. So I think, so to recap on that, so basically the people that tend to come to me for some help and some advice are 50 plus. They're both men and women, and they are generally motivated by primarily event training or cycling safety and technique. I also do some other activities on the side, which are the lower proportion of what I do. And one is guide and ride. So I research interesting places to go, and I persuade people to come with me. And I'll have researched where's a good place to stop for lunch, where are the good coffee stops. I'll understand where are the risky traffic situations, where the hills are, where it's good to make a little bit of effort. Mm-hmm. And typically I'm interested in what's happening in that locality, so I know a little bit about the locality. Mm-hmm. And then the final thing I do is a bit like I did with yourselves on the Ring of Kerry, which is more take out a corporate group, and it becomes a degree of, it's a challenge, there's a degree of team building involved, there's a bit of personal development involved, and everybody comes away from a day like that feeling, oh, that was really good. It's amazing what one can achieve that one thinks is impossible if you break it down into step, and eventually it all comes together.
Hey, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see the full version, go to the Uncle Gold Podcast YouTube channel or watch the next clip.